Let's grow something spectacular together. Send me your info to info@cmpradio.net. We're looking for content creators, videographers, everything, man. Let's grow something special right here. Homegrown, Chester, Pennsylvania. Let's go. Let's get it down, man. It's your boy, Uncle Pete, reminding you, man. cmpradio.net. Cultivating mature positivity.
Now he said it's better later. Now that's talking to somebody that was never patient. I never waited, and now I'm so fly that I'm levitating. My nigga, I'm so hot, I mean I'm meditating. I'm heavy faded on every flavor, so my mental state is on mental patient. I need some motherfucking medication. Fuck the phony love, I'ma make them niggas hate. 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 So my niggas told me red. I'll keep the real niggas waiting. Make the pussy niggas hate us. I'ma make them niggas hate. I'ma make them niggas hate. I'ma make them niggas hate. Yeah, you ain't never seen a nigga like me in your life, bitch. Yeah, I be chillin' in the telly, just me and four white chicks. Yeah, and what we doing in this bitch, it ain't none of your business, nigga. Yeah, you can have your bitch back when a real nigga finish with it. Yeah, I had to chill with them in a minute. Pull it back so hard, had them thinking I've been out of time. Yeah, I heard some rumors about a nigga. If it's true about a nigga, why they speak it when I'm not around? Yeah, I got some shooters around a nigga that's gonna shoot about a nigga. Give a fuck about who you got around.
Oh, man. Good morning, everybody. It's Wednesday, March 31st, the last day in March. April is tomorrow. So
Psych.
new, huh?
Psych.
Psych? April Fools is tomorrow. No, I got
Psych.
divorced on April Fools.
And she ain't say psych?
No, I filed for it.
And you ain't say psych?
Why the fuck would I say psych?
Because that's the day of jokes.
No, that was a day of real shit. The joke that was on me for so fucking long.
You know what?
Right.
You know what?
What?
He said I got divorced on April Fool's Day.
April
like,
Fool's
what?
Day. Yeah, absolutely, man.
I would have hooked you.
Why would you have hooked me?
Because who gets divorced on April Fool's Day?
Well, that's the best day to get divorced.
Is it? So you just admitting how much of a joke things have been. That's what's happening.
Don't brush my hair.
Don't. Oh, I keep forgetting you only get a haircut on Fridays.
I don't even get a haircut on Fridays anymore. Right? It was Thursdays. But good morning, everybody, man. Shout out to our sponsors: Northern Marketing, Mecca, Mind Our Own Businesses, LeBron Construction, KC Electric, the Boys and Girls Club of Chester, Pennsylvania, Pressure Inc., TFG Tax Pros, and Abstract Kings. Listen, they're a family,
Tori.
you're a family, so why don't you go and support them, right? Because that's what it's all about, man. Patronizing.
Thank you. Not supporting. I appreciate the word.
What, patronizing?
Yes.
I think that's a real word, because no one says I'm gonna go support Walmart or Target.
And I keep saying it, and they keep saying it's still supporting. No, supporting is when you share and post and talk about a person's business without expecting anything in return. But once you spend money with the person, you're not a customer. You have patronized that person. Oh yeah, I went and showed my support. No, I went and brought something.
Right.
Hopefully it's gonna make me want to come back and be a repetitive customer. I was gonna say a repeated offender. Hey Jackie.
I was gonna say the repeat offender.
Okay. But yeah, so that's the thing. People are, I support her. No, you do not support me. You do not support him. You do not support them. You patronized them, you brought something, and you left. Support is getting in the kitchen and helping me. Pass me that frying pan over there.
Please.
Thank you.
Pretty please.
I was like, thanks. Not thanks.
I'm still trying to adjust this camera. Get this camera right there. It is.
Oh, wow. Hi.
What?
No. I'm not on here over here.
You are over there.
No, I'm looking at the screen.
What are you looking at the screen for?
Because there's nothing over there.
What do you mean there's nothing over there?
It's just moving. Hey, y'all. How was y'all
Oh, you can't see
weekend?
What you mean, how was
I didn't
we
get to
did
see
do a
him
show
on Monday. Yeah.
Right.
I had to take my baby girl shopping for prime material for her dress. And it was so stressful. I'm not a girly girl at all.
Duh.
I believe everybody looks good in black. She like, I'm not wearing black, I'm not wearing blue, and I'm not wearing burgundy. I'm like, why, and why?
So what color did she decide on?
White and silver.
All right, that's nice.
Rose gold and silver and white. She had so much going on. I'm looking at her, I said, listen, you're not about to be coming out like you put together.
Right.
You're not going to do that. And she went to say something. No.
She's not about to come out like she's what?
Put together.
So what's
Like a puzzle. With all these different things going
Fabrics,
on.
okay.
Designs and all this stuff.
But she can rock that though.
She probably could because
That's
she's
her
different.
personality.
She's
That's
definitely
her
different. She had on plaid.
Right.
A plaid shirt. Then she had a like sweatshirt underneath of. She had a lot going on.
Right.
But yeah, no. This ain't that.
This ain't that.
No.
Why
I
not?
think because I feel like when I look in the mind of what I want, I'll see all elegance. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. So that's how that go.
But maybe that's what she wants. It's her prom. It's not yours.
It's my money.
But it's your job to make sure she's happy.
Yeah, it's my money. I'm not spending it on spit up.
But if I'm sure Rita's not going to spit up.
That's what I'm saying. So we came to a mutual agreement on this is going to look so fucking nice.
Crazy.
I'm definitely just like one of those parents. I go stand in the corner and wait for them to say it's time to pay. Right? I let you do your thing. I do. I walked in the fabric store and the lady said this roll of fabric was $700 a yard. I said, well, how much is that? I think she's saying I'm about to get the whole roll, right? She said, oh, $700. And I said, oh, okay. That's the whole roll? She said, no, that's a yard. I said, a yard? Lady, put that up on the thing. She said, on the what? On the table. Put that up on the table. I was hurt. Hey, Dante. Did he just call us ugly? How dare you?
He said family.
No, babe, I called us ugly people.
He called us ugly people?
Yeah.
I'm sitting there chewing on my tongue. I got to stop that. That's a habit. I definitely got to stop that.
Yeah, they said $700 a square yard
That's a lot
of
of
fabric.
money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
She worth every dollar though. She really is. She's worth every dollar. The first fabric was like $150, and then the most expensive fabric in there was like $1,500 a yard. I said it must just lay on your skin and make you feel good all day. But I'm ready for prime season though. I love to shut down the block.
You gonna shut down the whole block?
I'm gonna shut down the whole block. I'm asking them to move their cars and everything. That's it.
Oh, you talking about in Holy City?
Yeah.
See, I'm still thinking you in Nova Vista. I'm not.
I shut that block down 2 years ago.
I know.
I gotta do something different.
Calm down.
Yeah,
Relax.
I shut Nova
You
Vista
all hype.
down.
You all hype.
I know, but I'm just saying, prime season for Chester is like the president coming. That's Chester is like that is
I think
like
it's
the.
bigger than the president.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's amazing. Prime season. I love to see the kids like get dressed up, enjoy themselves and stuff. No nonsense happens.
Because how often do our children have this moment?
They don't.
And
And it's 2 proms. It's actually 3 proms.
He said he's running a helicopter for Deontay's prom. Yo, he
If I could, I honestly would.
A helicopter?
I swear to goodness, she can have my dad. My dad made the statement at my 20-year-old prom. He said Freeman get whatever she want. If she want 2 dresses and whatever car she wants, she gets. And she holding me to that. I'm like, I ain't got his money though. Like
Right.
he forgot to leave that part. She
Right.
like, you got it. So when she said she wanted $300 fabric, she got $300 fabric.
wow.
She wanted the beat and that go to it. It's like $60 a yard. She got it. Like, I'm just saying, he said give it to her. She's going to get it. Plain and simple as that. So, you know, it's her day. She get what she want. I called my decorator, called my DJ, makeup stylist, hair stylist. All this checked off. Yeah, I'ma just have to sell some stuff.
Some what?
Some things.
Some what?
I'm gonna have to sell some things.
You ain't selling nothing.
Listen, but prom season for Chester. Chester High's prom. Chester CCSA on Highland Avenue. Their prom is May the 7th. Chichester prom is May the 7th. And then Chester Upland, I think Chester High's prom is May the 7th as well. But Chester Upland, their seniors have a yacht.
Party, right.
Yeah, a yacht so ordinary prom.
Right.
I think that's really dope. And I wish that all the schools in the city of Chester could come together and have their prom together. But I understand one person made the decision to divide them, and this is what happened. So, I'm ready for prom season. Are y'all ready? It's definitely going to be a movie. That's what the TV say. Free movies and TV. It's definitely going to be a movie for my daughter anyway. She said I'm only staying for an hour.
At the prom?
At the prom. I said, I don't care. As long as you go.
She wasn't trying to go?
No.
Okay. I understand.
I don't.
I do.
I feel like live it up. Can't change what's happening.
You can't change what's happening.
So live it up. That's how I feel. And I tell her all the time, like, don't allow the circumstances that we're in to be your circumstance. She got accepted into 12 colleges.
Jabri said he's not. I'm not. Is he a DJ?
No, Jabri is the DJ for Chai's prom.
Oh.
Yeah. I said, do you love me? He said, of course I do. I said, do you got May the 7th available? He said, I don't. I said, I just knew you loved me enough. But no, with everybody finalizing their decisions, and you know, most of the places are giving them their credits from last year, from the 2020 not having primes and stuff like that. So everybody's finalizing their decision, and they're falling on the same day. So
so how do they make up for 2020? Like,
they don't. The 2020 classes kind of sort of just didn't get anything, but the halls were already paid for, so they have to give them that. But yeah, I'm like. But I got it all together, though.
You do?
Yeah, I got it all together.
Promise?
No, I'm not going to promise that.
You're not going to promise?
I'm not going to promise that. I just know that.
As a father, for my son, I think I would be more involved, right? But for my daughter, it's just like, all right, Mom, it's on you, right? Just let me know what you need. That's how I feel. Like, I'm not worried about the dress. I'm not worried about the $300 fabric, right? You know, I hit Rita up and like, look, this is the dress my daughter wants. She gave me the price. I hit her back. I said, all right, this is how much it costs. Bring your mom. Do your fitting and all that good stuff. So, you know, for me, you know, yes, will it be exciting to see my daughter go to the prom? Absolutely.
But it's not something hands-on
right,
for a man. That's
right,
absolutely right.
It's definitely not.
But when my son went to prom, I love to see a man dressed in a suit and tie. So I'm telling my son what he wearing to every prom he went to. He like, really? Yes, this is what you wearing. So, you know, they have like a burn page for Chester for proms and different things. So my son won the top 3 best dressed men for his senior prom.
This is Rajon.
Yes. I don't play. That's when I had a panic. This lady was making him a suit jacket. And yeah, Grayson Taylor has evolved again. She was already sewing and then she quit. And I'm like, I'm in a bind. She like, if you can get here in the next 30 minutes, you got me. And she made my son blazer in 3 days. Literally, when he was walking out the door, that final step, she was right there cutting the last thread. Like, but he looked good though. He looked good. So y'all stay tuned for the senior proms. Yes, they are mask required. They have to wear a mask. Yeah, we threw that into the equation too. We got the whole mask situation going. Guess what you get when you go in the fabric store? They say we got this to match the fabric for the mask. They not playing. They already know what it's hitting for. So hey guys, how you doing? Yeah, so Whew, I need to take my braids out. I'm gonna have these braids in until like October with all the stuff I got coming up.
You gotta get your hair done.
Oh yeah, I get my hair done on Friday or Saturday morning. One of them I got a wedding to go to on Saturday. Easter is Sunday. Easter Sunday. I'm giving the kids an Easter egg hunt on the block, and I'm not bowling no eggs. That's all I got. I got candy and money. That's it. Hey Jackie, thank you. So I got candy and money for the eggs on the block. We got candy and money inside the plastic eggs.
Right.
So we having an Easter egg hunt, then Easter dinner, I think. I'm going to my mom's house. She normally cooks. If anybody see my mom tell her, I say, hey, Bookie Butts. That's how you get her cooked.
How she get you to cook?
Monkey, I'm hungry.
Right, that's it.
Yeah, but I missed you guys too. Hi, Miss Keisha. How are you? I missed you guys too. I'm a little like sluggish this morning because I haven't had coffee in 2 days.
Why you ain't had no coffee in 2 days?
I only have coffee when I come to the station.
Oh.
Yeah, so this is like my first sip in 2 days, and it's like it's not kicking in fast enough.
You were supposed to drink that at 9 o'clock.
I think so, but I was reading this book. I got a habit of reading books on my phone now, and I was so into this book that I didn't leave out the house until 9:15. So, hey, Gio, how are you? Yeah.
Good, not for tea.
I'm good, not for tea. But yeah. So as soon as Pierre stopped playing with the equipment back there, I guess we'll get into our topics or whatever.
Look,
you know,
I'm trying to make sure everything is operating.
Well, I had the pleasure of interviewing Miss Erica Tillery yesterday. She is now the owner and operator of Party in a Can. So if you've seen it on my page, CAD page, CMP page, you've seen how Miss Erica now has, it's not a mobile bar. What she say, it's a mobile entertainment unit. Mm-hmm. So I interviewed Miss Erica yesterday. Her interview will be posted today at 4 p.m. And you can rent Miss Erica and her staff and the Party in the Can, El Rey's, and it's amazing. It's amazing. She has a rooftop section that seats probably like 10 people, I say, comfortably.
I'm not getting up there.
He said, I'm not getting there. So Miss Erica has such a dope vibe. If y'all know Erica Tillery, she's a multi-entrepreneur. She does hair. She's the praise dancer. If you need somebody to praise dance. I mean, she's just an amazing, outgoing person. I interviewed her yesterday. It was a great vibe. We had some great drinks. So we was day drinking yesterday. I wasn't driving, so I was cool.
She got wine.
She has a wine brand now called Say Less. Mm-hmm. She has 3 flavors out as of right now. I had the Red Devil. So if you know Miss Erica Tillery, get with her. Get with her. Like, for real. Like, she got some plans coming for the city. I applaud her because she shows what not giving up does. So she still does hair. She still manages her salon. And, so on and so forth. But the Party in the Can, I kept saying, I called it a mobile bar. She said, I don't want to be seen as a mobile bar because I host kids' parties too. Right. So when we pulled up, she was hosting an event for a daycare, which was like a little carnival. They had a carnival theme going on. They had moon bounces out there and everything. So get with her. Like, I already booked my date for my daughter party. Chester Drunk Driving Division. Yeah, I'm telling you.
I wasn't drunk.
No.
Right.
But we had some great vibe yesterday. Got to see the whole gist of her layout, and the adult side in it is amazing. She got glow in the dark furniture. Like, it's the furniture for me. As soon as it get dark, that thing light up blue, green, and pink.
As soon as it get dark.
Soon as the sun go down, it changed the whole mood of everything. So she got a lot of great things coming. Get with Miss Erica Tillery on Facebook. It's called Party in a Can. She said, we pull up. I like that. She said, we pull up. Her pulling up and coming to you with everything that you need for a party. Like, that's super dope. She got chairs, like the whole sitting vibe. You can have a section. Like, it's just super dope. It really is. I said, what made you come up with this concept? And she said, nobody wants to be inside anymore. And that's the God's honest truth. We want to eat outside. We having drinks outside. Nobody wants to be confined inside where they think that the air is going to get mixed with somebody with the COVID. That's it, with the vid. So get with Miss Erica Tillery, y'all, and look out this afternoon for her interview. Let's just say P got us working.
I got us working.
Yeah.
You got us working.
He got us working. But if you know somebody like that just opening a business and they want their business promoted, send them our way. Send them to CMP Radio. We'll come down, we'll interview them. And you know, if they got food, they got to feed us.
Absolutely.
She gave us drinks. She is a true hustler. Absolutely, Erica is a
The
hustler.
definition of it, right?
Yes.
Just to see how she was moving around, and her team is great.
The team.
Right? And that's important.
They was moving like she really didn't have to say it. She was thinking it, and they was right there with it. She said that's the most important part of her business. She said the most important part is to make sure that my team works efficiently and has everything that they need and want. Listen, all I'm saying is that if you know somebody that's starting a business that wants to promote their business, now they want to promote it during the shows, they have to pay. Mm-hmm. But if they want us to come out and interview, I'll gladly come out and interview them.
Right.
But you gotta feed us or something. Like, you gotta do something.
A little bit of drink.
Yes, something. You gotta do something. You gotta whatever you are selling or willing to give to the community, you gotta get to us first.
Teamwork definitely make the dream work.
That is absolutely true. Without your team, you're nothing. I tell my kids that all the time because they are my team. Like, for nerds, I tell them I can't do this without y'all, right. And they don't understand because they think that it only takes one person. And I said, okay, well then you do it all day by yourself, and we're gonna see how it go. And the little one turned around and she said, I already looked for you to hand me something, so I already know what you meant. All right then. So you gonna be calling? Okay, call us.
Yeah, definitely hit us up, man.
Definitely originality, Tori. That was that she did. I said, listen, so they gonna come behind you. They gonna attempt to do it. You just the first one that's doing it, and you gonna be the best one that's doing it. So they don't get you with the business plan.
Constantly elevating your whatever dream you have to do something, right? You have to understand that people are watching, people are looking, people want to do what you're doing, especially if what you're doing is moving,
yes,
and it's popping. So you have to constantly elevate your dream. You always have to go in, and you can't be, all right, yeah, this is what it is. Because you think about when we first started the radio station, right? The way we were getting the lives out there, right now it's more enamored with, and guess what? I'm about to evolve again. As soon as I get this money, soon somebody send me some money.
You know what? I'm sick of him.
I just need somebody.
He out here selling stuff.
I'm selling stuff. I'm definitely selling. So if you're looking to buy, you hear me? Hit me up. But you have to remain, ever vigilant in understanding that technology changes. If your job is around technology, it changes. Naf is cooking, so her kids are going to tell her pretty soon. All right, that has to come off the menu, right? It's been on the menu for too long. People can still order it, but it's not what we're pushing every day.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to evolve. If you're not able to evolve, brother, your business will fail.
You got to be teachable.
Right.
She said you have to be willing to be teachable. Y'all see it all in the interview, but you do have to be teachable. I know how to cook, right? And anything you put in front of me, I can pretty much make it to your liking. So
what you selling, P? I'm selling a lot. You gotta hit me up in the inbox to find out what I'm selling.
Anything in the DM is not.
I'm not selling anything below average, Dante. Everything is above average.
Listen,
it's above average.
But you gotta the younger generation have great ideas. They just don't have the that mindset yet that they can put it they can bring it into fruition. They have the ideas of what they want. They know what their crowd wants. So we have to listen to them. That's the problem with a lot of businesses. They don't listen to the younger generation. They're so stuck on what they have. It works.
Right.
But if you just listen to them for a little bit, just listen to them just a tad bit, they will show you hey, listen, this is what we want. So my daughter got hookah. She got a hookah business. And I'm telling her she should get this. But she's saying, Mom, this is what my generation wants. So I'm like, okay. So when she go out, she buy her hookahs, she buy her pens, And I'm saying get the hookah pen, and then you sell it at the event. And she's saying it's something completely different from a pen. I'm just looking. I said, oh God, I don't know. But you got to be teachable. You have to be teachable. And I totally understood her when she said that, because we go in as adults, we think we know everything about the business when we honestly don't. So I'm ready. I'm
definitely ready. So you can tune in today at 4:00. That live will show up on cmpradio.net on our YouTube and our Facebook pages. And again, promoting black businesses as we should all the time. And shout out to Mind Our Own Businesses, right?
Yes.
So make sure you get in her directory and hit her up. And this is how we build things. This is how we continue to understand. I don't have to go to Walmart for something. It's here.
Yeah.
Right. There's a African. There's a black person. There's a Jamaican. There is somebody from Chester that has what I need. Right. And what I deserve. So let's.
I just need somebody to get into the food business, like where I can go. Like shout out to Brian Wright. He into the seafood. He's the Seafood Connect now. Right. So anything you need, crabs, crab meat, shrimp, anything that you need that has to do with seafood, he's definitely your guy. So go see him. He's making it so that we're getting better pricing and not being upcharged like the markets and all of the vendors that are doing up in Philly and wherever else, the Restaurant Depot. He cut their prices by like 10%. So shout out to him, Brian Chef Wright from the Phoenix, and he just started hiring people.
Right.
That's the goal, right? Is to be in business and to be able to hire people. So he just started hiring people, and I just need somebody to get into the market business. I wish I had the time, patience, and money to have a market where we don't have to go to ShopRite and Giants and.
So this is what I've said it, and it's cooperative economics. It's us working for ourselves. It's us putting the money up. There's enough of us in this city that want to see a market. Guess what? If we put up enough money, we can buy a market. As long as if you can put money into something and not say, I need my parts right now, I need my money right now. It's like invest in the white man's game. You put money into his businesses and you don't call him somebody, I need my money back right now. No. So invest in your community. If we can invest in all the Fortune 500 companies in the world, right, from airplanes to tech companies to medicine, if we could do all of that stuff, why can't we start a market group? Why can't we create our own?
So they attempted to do it. They attempted to do it over there by Showells at the old Charlie B's.
Right.
They attempted to make that a fresh produce market that was ran by the city, by a group of people from the city, for the city, right? And we have this problem with ourselves, and I'm gonna say we, because I'm gonna add myself to it.
Right.
We have this problem with ourselves that says this: if she got it, and I know her personally, I don't want it from her. If it's here in the city, it can't be good, but it got to be FDA approved. So the same thing you get in here, you get in that Sammy Sam's. The same thing you get in that Sammy Sam's, you get in that ShopRite. The same thing you get in that ShopRite, you get in that Giants, Acme, and so on and so forth, right? But we won't patronize what's right in our backyard because it's in our backyard. We got to drive that extra 3.5, 4 miles just to say, child, I was at Giants and caught a sale. You had the same sale at Cousins. Is that still the name of the market down there off of?
Right.
Okay, so I said this before. I don't go at Cousins. I've only probably been there since they've been open a total of 6 times.
Right.
And I'm giving myself the 6th time.
Why?
Because I can't remember exact. I know I have not been in there more than 10 times, and it's because when I go in there, I just feel like it's not a market.
Right.
Despite the fact of what they selling, it's the appearance that makes me feel like it's not a market. I walk in there and they have fruit and stuff that they're giving out for free,
right.
And I'm thinking ShopRite and Giants don't do this stuff. This is how I really look at it, right? And in my mind, if I think like that, just imagine how many other people think like that. So now that market is more geared to Spanish people and that side of town people. We are our own worst enemy, absolutely, because we look at it as if it's not something for us. It is for us. When Shopping Bag was down there off of Highland Avenue, off of Booth Street, we didn't shop there. We went all the way to Dutton Mill Road to Shopping Bag and thought they was giving us something different. It was the same exact trucks being delivered. It's just in our town. Oh, she the cashier down there, I'm not going down there. Oh, that's the manager down there, I'm not going there. I want somebody to get into the market business and actually have the...
It's us. I think it's us. It's us sitting there and putting a plan together, right, where we're understanding this market will behoove and benefit everybody, right? We're not giving away anything, right? But we're not charging crazy high prices. It's our market. It doesn't need to make billions of dollars. It just needs to sustain itself and stay open.
Yeah.
Right. So if the group comes together and say, listen, there isn't one CEO, because what happens in business is people become selfish. They become greedy. They want all the money. So they get to cutting corners here, but we won't cut those corners. But we have to come together and say, all right, if it's 150 of us, if it's 200 people and we're all in on this market, all right, this is what you'll make in 10 years. You put it out 10 years and you allow the market to
Instant
grow.
gratification is such a bad thing.
But it's sad because most people, that's all they know. We're in a microwave society where it's, I need this now. I need my money now. But you have people that are investing money on the
what is it? The internet on the what's the name of the new site? Robinhood.
Right.
You investing money there.
Right.
You don't get an instant return there. You don't.
Right.
You put in 500. You ain't getting 500 and doubling it. You getting $5 on that 500 and talking about, look, it's going up. You patiently waiting for it to hit so you know when to sell. But you won't invest in your own community, or you won't support or patronize your own community. We talked about Sam and Sam's so bad. We talked about how Sam and Sam's had the worst service, the worst meats, everybody posting, I'm not shopping at Sam and Sam. The cheese don't melt on your burger. I never had that issue, but
I never had it either.
We talked about them so bad, right? But when they was in Toby Farms and then they came to Upland, we couldn't wait to shop with them.
Right.
So now that our parents shop there, they shop there, they know that when you go in there, the meat was frozen. So if you take it home and it appears to be fresh, you're taking it home to cook it.
Right.
You can't refreeze it. But we talked about Sam and Sam so bad, but didn't have an alternative. We had Shopping Bag on Booth Street, and then what was this one over here by the on Edgemont Avenue? It was a market over here on Edgemont Avenue where the Dollar Tree is now at. That was a market too. When you walked in there, because we didn't, it was a market.
Right.
When you walked in there, because we didn't care about our own community, it was bad lighting and dirty floors. Then it became another. You could smell it when you walk in there.
In the back when it just smelled bad, and that's what I'm saying. You have to. It's like the high school. You have to fix it. You have to renovate it. You have to bring it up, right? So it reaches the status of other high schools in the area, right? Or tear it down and build a whole new one on top of it, right? But until we value the things that we have in our community, no one else will. Right? Until we say, look, this is Chester, this is for us, this is by us, right? This is our shit. This, honey, I found our shit.
Y'all been down 291 lately?
Yeah.
Have y'all been down? I know you have. I'm talking to them.
Oh,
y'all, I'm coming. I took my daughter this morning to she practices driving the trucks down there from the waterfront, right? And I'm just looking. It's so many factories back there now that wasn't there. It used to be just land behind this dumb building that needed to be demolished. Now that they knocked the building down, you can see all the new construction in the back. The 2 weed factories, the brewery, the car lot that's coming in the back over there. I just was looking. I said, when the shit did all this get here? But you didn't know because that dilapidated building was sitting in the front. Right. So I'm looking. I'm like, they really came in and brought 291 up. Yes, and now they're doing the work down there. And we don't have a piece of that pie, but they got a piece of ours.
Drew said, I'm working down here now.
Listen,
right.
I was riding down there. I couldn't believe it. It was like, because it was so bright outside, because it's a sunny day, I'm looking, I said, what the shit? Oh, shit.
Just knock it.
I'm looking. You should have seen me. I almost crashed because I hadn't seen it, because that dumb building, that they just knocked down, like right in the center, it's like 2 streets over North Street, and then it's the next street. It's the building right there. Right. So all you saw was that rusty old building there. Now that building is gone, you can see what was behind it.
Smooth past.
Yes, and now you see all the things that they built back there. They have a piece of our pie. We ain't got a piece of theirs.
So and Tracy just asked a question. George just asked a question. How can the mental narrative change from a city of long-term oppression and comfortability?
It has to change individually, though. Once you come, we came with a positive energy. What I say? Positivity is
contagious.
Contagious.
It's infectious.
And people start to reciprocate from what you give. Right. So when you looking at it, if you keep that mindset that we came from that and keep blaming it as to why we're in that, we'll always remain to be in that. You can't. I was talking about an inspirational a message somebody sent me, and inside it said, "You cannot allow what happened to you before 3 years ago to continue to affect you today."
Right.
And she said, "The insurance company will not give you a good rate if you had an accident within the last 3 years." And that's the only thing that affects your driving record. So when you get to 3 years and one day your driving record starts over and they start you with a fresh quote. Right. She said, stop allowing things that happened before 3 years ago to continue. You can't keep saying that as a child, this happened to me, so this is why I am now. Your mentality has to change in order for you to change and accept it. So if it didn't happen to you today or 3 years ago, then you shouldn't still be harping on it. I got a beating when I was a child and it made me who I am. I don't keep saying, well, when I got a beating, then I learned X, Y, and Z. Guess what? We get beat every day, and we still harp on the fact that when we were a child, when we got beat, so we think that it's okay. No, you have to be willing to accept the change that's in front of you and stop blaming your past for your present, because you're hindering the future that you have coming.
Definitely hindering the future.
So
right.
It's like, if you don't get out of that mentality of we came from a form of oppression and we came from this, we came from that. We are not that now. We won't allow that to be us. We are the ones that stand in front. That's not me. That's not us. We not doing this. We not doing that.
It's a different form of oppression now. We're oppressing ourselves. We're oppressing each other. We're robbing each other. When we look at everything in the city and we say, how did the school district get this bad? How did the city get this bad?
And
right?
we have to blame ourselves.
We have to blame ourselves. There's nobody else to blame. If we are this community, then this community is responsible for everything that it has.
I blame my parents. I ain't blaming myself. I blame my parents. They ain't,
you can't
I'm lying.
3 years. Right, you gotta blame
I can't
yourself.
blame my parents because they was at the school more than me.
Right. Right.
That's bad.
I say right now, just basically talking to somebody, speaking to somebody when you're in the store, right? It's like, nah, I ain't speaking to him.
But why?
I don't know, because I don't know him. He's not my.
I'm walking in. Hey, how y'all doing?
Right.
If they speak back, they speak back. It's some people that's just having a bad morning and needed a fresh and unfamiliar voice to say hello. Some people are just so stuck in their ways. I don't got to speak to nobody that don't speak to me. But they won't speak if you never speak. So they'll look at you like, that's the girl that come in here and never speaks. Well, guess what? I see you in the store every morning, same time, every day. Hey, how you doing? I see you here all the time. People are so afraid to make new friends or meet new people or have new conversations that's why they become stuck and stagnant. What? You said me?
No, they say Joe.
Oh, yeah, being Joe.
Oh, you being Joe? Oh, you just a Joe ass? And it's
no,
like,
I'm just a nice person.
Yes, I am Joe.
When you go,
definitely Joe. It's better than being Paul.
When you leave the state of Pennsylvania and go to other places, when you walk inside their establishments, they say, hello, hi, how are you? Have a beautiful, blessed day. Or whatever they say, you looking at them because you come from a area where they barely speak when you walk inside their stores and they need you to patronize them.
So nice.
When you walk in, it's hello, how are you? Hi, how are you? And it's the door greeters. How are you? And you looking like they too fucking Joe for $5 an hour. And it's just their spirit. It's not even them. And it's always a senior that'll stop you and say, baby, you're going to have a beautiful day today.
But you know where the word Joe comes from?
I don't know.
It comes from the penitentiary.
Oh, do it?
Where you can't really be Joe. Where you can't be messing with people you don't know. So
I'm tired of all of this stuff coming from the penitentiary. The sagging of the pants. It's just too much.
And I call Kev a cheerleader, right? Because it's not in a negative way. You feel me? Because he will literally see somebody tying their shoes and be like, "Oh my God, did you just see how they tied?" He's a hype man. You feel me? And he does.
You gotta respect his energy.
But you have to, right? And there's never been a moment I would if I didn't respect him, I wouldn't want him down with CMP. Like I called him the other day. I said, "Yo, that video you shot, I'm gonna give you access to the page. You can put whatever you want on the page as long as it goes along with the message, right?"
Right.
He was like, "All right, shit, no problem, right?" I made him an admin. You feel me? I don't have a problem with making people admins for the page. If you have something that you want to put on the page, you feel like it behooves the community to know about these things. Put it on.
Darren, don't say behooves anymore.
Why not?
Darren Fleet says that.
Who?
Darren Fleet. It behooves me.
It behooves.
But I get what you're saying, and I feel like that is a good move to allow Kev to be able to post everything that he's doing. But you can't open it up to everybody because then their mentality of thinking what's good is not always what's good. You look like, damn, I can't believe they just thought that was it.
And I delete it. See, I can delete it. You feel me? I can delete it and remove them from being an admin. But I personally believe like the market is a great idea.
We need it.
If we can get 200 people in that situation, right?
No, Dante.
To sit there and say we can do this, right? An organization, and I, it's hard to do it. And I get what George is saying. It's hard to do it here when a majority of the people are thinking about themselves.
It's really not hard to do it here. It's just that people have the fear of failure here. In all honesty, I'm supported by people outside of Chester way more than I'm supported by Chester. If I thought that was all I needed, I would lose. That's the same thing with you. If you thought that Chester was the only thing that we needed in order to grow, we would have lost 3 years ago when we started. So it's like this. Other people see other people doing stuff. Guess what? They're going to try it, and then they're going to realize, I still got to go back to the source. Hey, man, how did you do this? Right. But we honestly just have to take a chance. If 200 people, all right, what do we call them? Not the poppy stores, the Arabs. The Arab stores, right? They shop within themselves. So you got one Arab store on 9th and Tillman, and then you got another one directly across the street in between Central and Tillman, right? If one of them can't pay their bills, the one across the street picks up the slack. Right. If one of them can't order their inventory, the other one picks up the slack. That's the part that we're missing. When they go buy food, they go right to the halal truck on 9th and Curlin and get the food from them because their money means more to them than it could to anybody else. In order for you to stay open, if all 15 of us eat from you, you will be successful. That's all you need is your own community to support you. But when the community doesn't agree with what you're doing, they're going to go to the Arab, and I'm saying this about the black community, they're going to go to the Arab store to get the same exact thing that Miss Maria sell. They're going to go to the Arab store and get the same, or the poppy store and get the same exact thing that Miss Sister over town sell. Instead of they're going to go buy the t-shirts from them instead of going to Tawfiq's. They're going to, and it's a shame that we feel like you're not getting anything different.
Nothing.
We got the same vendors, the same people, the same invoices that they do. We do the same paperwork, yet our people would rather support them and make them grow than to make us grow because she can't be ahead of the game. She can't be doing better than me.
They seem like they all related how much they fool with each other.
Most of them are all related. You'll be surprised when you walk around. You'll be like, my sister, my brother.
You'll be surprised how much of them aren't really related.
They
right?
not.
They just move as a family, and that's how I feel like the city should move, right? If it's beneficial for me and it's beneficial for you, why aren't we working on the same thing together? Why do you feel as though there's a threat here because I'm doing something that you want to do? Come and learn how to do it. I don't care if you leave later on and go do your own thing. That's evolution. You're not supposed to stay in the same space for too long. You can go to a different state. You can go somewhere else and evolve and be like, yo, man, if it wasn't for me going through there and doing that with him, I wouldn't have this opportunity right now.
And pay homage. Pay respects to what you learned.
I can literally. And there we go, right?
Go ahead.
So yesterday, someone that I hold dear to myself, right? Because he believed in me when I really didn't have a whole lot to believe in. I was talking about a radio station. I was talking about opening one in the city of Chester, and he spoke things into me right at that time, right, that I didn't even understand what he was trying to say, right? He was telling me, nah, bro, you can't give up. Nah, bro, you can't quit. Nah, bro, right? So, Chucky Johnson, rest in peace to Chucky Johnson. I say laugh in peace to Chucky Johnson. I say be mad in peace at Chucky Johnson, right? All the things that he did, it was unapologetic. He wasn't sorry for anything. He did what he did. If you didn't like it, oh well, tough shit. We all have our stories of Chucky. We all have moments where, we feel happy and we feel mad at him at the same damn time. And man, that was it was a hurt piece because I seen him on a video and I'm like, all right, he'll be home from the hospital in a couple of days. I hit him up, we'll laugh about it. And then to see that nothing happened for 3 days. And then yesterday when I was in the prison, I was talking to people, I come out and I got 45 missed calls, 35 missed text messages on my phone, and everybody saying, P, is it true? I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm going through it.
That's hard.
He has 2 sons, right? I promise you I'm gonna make my time today to get over there to his sister's house and talk to her and see what's going on. I don't know who's handling what, right? What they need from me, if they need anything from me, but at this time, right, I just want to say thank you to Chucky, right? Because I might have had the idea, but I didn't have, I'm gonna say, the balls to pull it off, right? And he was like, man, Chuck just left here, man. He said, whatever you need, bro. Like, hit him up, call him. I said, man, I'm not calling him. And I picked him up the next Saturday, and he was like, bro, you call Chuck? I was like, nah, I ain't calling, man. Chuck ain't really. He was like, man, call that nigga. He's like, man, call that nigga right now. Give me your phone. And I called him and I talked to him and I told Chuck what I was trying to do. You feel me? And Chuck was even receptive to the idea, right? And it threw me back. It was like, yo, you can't possibly know what's possible if you're always saying no. If you're always saying no, it can't work, it won't work, it can't happen, it won't happen. Knock all that shit off the plate. So I thank Chucky, right, from the bottom of my heart, bro. Honestly, that was my brother in more ways than one. And at the end of the show, it's a little video I put together in honor of Chucky, right? But for him to believe in me and push me the way he pushed me every fucking day, every Saturday. Sometimes I ain't riding up there, man. You better get up here and pick me up and let's go do this show, right? He was preparing me for the things that I will have to face later on in life. So, you know, I definitely
Charles Barkley.
I definitely support him. I definitely, you know,
Listen.
I'm here for him, bro. And if he pissed anybody off, so the fuck.
Oh, fucking well.
So the fuck what?
Chucky Johnson. Man, Chucky Johnson was my timeline yesterday. I was so hurt. Y'all know the baby take the iPhone, so I didn't get the text message or the phone call until I get the phone back from him. I'm like, my phone was ringing. He said, I was on YouTube. So when I get the message, like, I'm like, wow. And then you go on Instagram and the first thing you see is a video of him talking. And I'm like, I'm just waiting for him to be like, psych, y'all, I just want to see how y'all niggas really cared about me. Right? Because he always was joking about something. And I'm like, wow. And Lish tagged me in a stat and said, this the night Naf saved him. He was walking down Edgemont Avenue in a tuxedo. Right. Typical fucking Chucky, right? But that was my guy, though. Like, he just was somebody different. And he like, I don't give a fuck if you don't speak to me. Like, that's how he felt. He had that type of mentality with himself. But he was somebody you couldn't help but when he left the room, he was like, that fucking Chucky. K Hunt called me yesterday on the phone and just was like, so I just thought about when he got kicked out of the Missing Plug Award. And I'm like, yo, listen, I'm riding down the street like, that's right, Chucky. Tell him, he said them kids was great, get up to perform, and Chucky was like, man, stand the fuck up, these is kids, but not like this, these are really kids. And he just, stand the fuck up, these is kids. You just looking like, damn, Chucky, they kids. You just cussing and all kinds of stuff. But he just was like, he's just somebody like, you had to get a laugh out of anything, even when you was mad at him. He kept yelling at me, take me to Lish. I'm going where I'm not taking you to Lish. I took him to Piff, to his sister, right? She like, what'd he do? Nothing. He's just drunk. He like, open the door. The next day she sent me a video of Chuck on the floor, sleep. Talking about how he get here.
How I get here? Who brought me here?
I said, man.
Who's responsible for this, man?
You definitely got a lot of great memories with Chucky Johnson, man.
Way too many. And that's good, right? That's good. And I just would, you always want one more day.
I walked in the store this morning, right? When I walked in to get my coffee this morning, I walk in the store, it's a lady standing there with a little girl with no mask on. I turned around, I snapped, like, not bad. I'm like, you can't afford a mask? Like, y'all sell masks in here, can you give them one? Like, then they just trying to stand in the corner. And my whole thing is, like, no matter what, we got to take these things seriously and look at it as a whole. And I don't know why he passed away. I don't know what was wrong with him, but to just see these two people standing in the store, like, it's normal. Like, no, sweetie, we not in that time no more. Get a mask. Get him a mask. Yeah, just put it on. Give me my coffee. Get him a mask, and I'm gonna leave.
And as much as I give about this vaccine, I'm not
getting the vaccine.
I'm not getting the vaccine. I will continue to use my hand sanitizer, wash my hands, wear my mask, right, and protect myself. But until that vaccine is correct for me, until it's been out for 2 years, until I see all the people that has gotten it, I'm not getting no vaccine.
I'm waiting for it to be 1 dose. That's it.
It's one dose right now.
No, it's still
see
2.
The joint I put out on Facebook.
The one that they giving is still
Johnson
2.
and Johnson is 1 dose.
Oh, well, my mom gotta get 2.
Right, she got Moderna or Pfizer.
Oh, I don't know. Everybody that I know has to get 2. I don't understand it. Give it a year. It got to marinate. You know, when you sit something in the refrigerator for a while, it tastes better. Like the spaghetti, it tastes better the next day. It's gonna be better next year.
I'm not fooling them because they said they got chips in it and they got all types. I'm good. I don't want none of that stuff in my body. God made me to fight off every disease He has possible. As long as I do the things that I'm supposed to do, eat the food that I'm supposed to eat, it's here. He didn't create anything that needed extra care, like something to be invented. He put everything here. Yeah. He is the all-seeing, all-knowing, everything. So
my thing is, don't be ashamed of it, though. Don't be ashamed of what you're going through. Shout out to the people who have been constantly talking about them having the vid and the side effects that it has had. Right. Shout out to the people who said they have been vaccinated and haven't tested positive since they've been vaccinated. Right. Shout out to that.
Are they walking around without their mask on? Or
no, as a matter of fact, they definitely walking around with 2.
Right. Now you got 2 masks on. So
I don't even understand
that. What you get shot for?
I told my mom when that extra finger grow, because she made her appointment. I think she get it this week or next week. But my thing is, my mom, Monkey, I scheduled myself for the vaccine. I said, for what? But she's older. And her whole thing is, I'm older. Right. So I need to be able to, like, fight off some stuff, even if it's not for COVID. Absolutely. I still got to be able to, like, I haven't seen my godmother in a year in fear that I'll be around somebody and it'll be on me and give it to her. She's 90-something years old. Wow. So, like, I'm like, no. When my sister go there to see her, she takes all of her clothes off in the hallway damn near of her apartment, puts it in the bag, goes in and gets in the shower. Like, the precautions to keep her safe. I send my kids to do stuff where I'm like, make sure you wash your hands, but I just can't look at myself and be like, damn, I went to see my mom and this is what happened. Right. So I take the initiative I followed too many precautions. When the man came in, the Comcast man, you turn around. Come on, you got to get sprayed out. I don't care who you are when you come in my house. If I have not been around you in this last 365 days, you're not just walking in here like everything is okay.
It's crazy.
It's such a shame, and we have to look at it, and people have taken it so lightly, like it can't be them. I'm healthy as a horse. I'm this, I'm that. We all believe we had it before they even announced it. Right. It was so many people sick in 2019. The flu was a bad epidemic running around, and that's all they kept saying. Oh, you got the flu. Oh, you got pneumonia. Oh, you got this. But I'm damn near dying in the bed, like can't move, ton of bricks on you.
Spitting out green shit.
And you just looking like, what in the world is wrong with me?
I have not been sick since last year.
Since 2019. I had a cold, and that's it. But I have not had the fever symptoms, the flu symptoms, none of that.
As soon as they said you got a cough.
You scared to cough.
You scared to cough.
You're like, you don't even want to let it out. But like,
I let them out. I got to let it out.
Listen, I'm still the same person I was in 2019, just with way more precautions. I always wash my hands 1,000,000 times a day. I might wash them 1,000,002 now. Like, it's like soon as you come in the door, before you touch anything, I use more plastic gloves than anything.
That Lysol on deck.
I got too many cans of that. I be stressed out when I be in the market and see it on the shelves and they tell you can only get 2. I be like, that been lifted October the 1st. I'm taking all of this.
All of this. Let me get that.
They be like, you can't. Yes, I can. And I have 3 people behind me if you tell me I can't buy it. So you can still only buy 2.
Two cans or 2 boxes?
2 is a 2-pack of 2. 2 and 2. So no matter what, you still only getting whatever the other stores are allowing you to have. But I said I'd never be caught, what was it called, with my tail between my legs again. I had enough to last me until I went to the store, probably the next day or 2 days later. That's how you felt. I had 2 cans of Lysol when this pandemic started. 2 cans at the time. 1 20-pack of toilet paper and probably 2 4-packs.
Now you got 2 20-packs of toilet paper.
No, now I got 20 packs of toilet paper.
That's a lot of toilet paper.
My whole closet upstairs, what
possessed everybody to run out and buy all that toilet paper?
So they said that the oil that was made to soften the toilet paper is made overseas, and they were unable to get it after a while. So they were telling you to stock up on it because they didn't know when they were going to open the ports back up for stuff to come back in. So I totally understood it. But at the time, it was like they let them know first and then let us know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So they ran out, got what they going to get, whatever they can fit in their arms, and then they let us know. So now when we get there, it's barely anything left, and it becomes a fight. So, and that's what they say they gave us the scraps.
I said, why wipe your ass when you can take a shower?
I still got to wipe my butt.
Take a shower.
I still got to wipe my butt, and I'm still going to take a shower.
You could take a shower.
That's a lot of extra weight.
That's a lot of extra
Grab me something up every time you see it. I call Tori. I'm on Facebook. I'm like, they got toilet paper right here. I don't play. I go to ShopRite 3 times a week. I grab a 20-pack of toilet paper one of those days. But I grab Microbrand every time I'm in there. I grab Lysol every time I'm in there. Wipe, spray, everything. And it's not, but now I have like an obsession like I do with the towels. Like I got to get them every time I see them. And I'm like, I got to get out of this. And you got to see me. Like my daughter will stand on one side of me so that I don't know I'm at this aisle, but my body says I'm here. So between the cleaning spray and the disinfectant air spray and all this, I have a whole lot. And then I have toilet paper in the hall closet. I have toilet paper in the downstairs closet. It's just everywhere. Paper towels, I be dreaming about it in my sleep. Like I only got 2 rolls of paper towels left. I got to get more paper towels tomorrow. Like
about Walmart. It's okay.
I'm working on that though.
You know you love Walmart.
I'm working on my addiction with Walmart. I am. I really am. I haven't been all week. I got to go today though at 3 o'clock.
So it's 11 o'clock, man.
CMPRadio.net. It's the station.
And I wanted to talk about the things that happened on Monday. There was a shooting at the Philadelphia Mills Mall. A 21-year-old man, Dominic Biller, was pronounced dead.
But they say he went live on Instagram or made a skit on Instagram or something, that the little bubble things, an Insta snap to say, I'm here and I don't never post that where I'm at, or I don't come here because this is where my ops be at.
So obviously the ops was in there. So he bumped into a young man with crutches.
Okay.
Right? Knocked the young man with crutches down. A woman and a man with a hoodie come over to help the man with the crutches. And then the man in the hoodie just started firing. Like instant, like as soon as he come over there and help him. So something was said to the man with the crutches because he knocked him down. Like he fell.
Wow.
So
wow.
Everybody's always like, what did you do to cause this? Right?
Yeah.
And it's like,
I'm one of them parents.
Yeah.
He didn't just hit you for nothing.
No.
That's how I feel. So I agree with that. And it was crazy because they said the man that shot him just walked out the mall.
Just walked right out the mall.
And left. Like, really?
I mean, who was there to stop him? The cops weren't there. Like, they weren't there yet,
Wow. I've seen it on online. It came across my news feed, my Apple News. I saw it there, and then I watched a little bit of what happened. But it's like this. Like, I feel like if you don't want that, don't do that. Don't do that.
It's hard not to do that.
Why? What are you trying to keep? Your life or your image? Which one is more important to you at this point? Your life or your image?
See, and that's where we have. I understand that my life is most important.
Right?
But there are people that believe that their image is most important. How people perceive them is the most important thing that they deal with. So I can't allow. And in high school, it was crazy, right? It didn't matter how nobody felt about me, right? So you would have a situation where somebody would say something, and you could punch them in the mouth, fight, or you could walk away. I was the type that would walk away and go study, right? And it would be just that simple. It was like, yo, all right, Pierre, I was labeled.
Stress me out.
Listen, I was labeled a bitch, right? And that was 9th and 10th grade. 11th grade was different, right? It was like, all right, whoever wanted can have it, right? At that point, but it took me 2 years to grow into the person that I was going to become. Mm-hmm. That person didn't go on to do nothing great except for make children. So for me, the perception of how you view me became less and less important as my children grew, as I watched my children grow. Like, no, I'm here for them. So how you see me doesn't really matter to me. What you think of me doesn't really matter to me. Are you paying me? No. Are you making sure I'm good? No. So fuck you and how you feel about me.
Right.
But a lot of people in this community, in a black community, we're always worried about how other people see us. And I'm not going to be seen as no punk. You're not going to punk me. You're not going to take nothing from me. You're not going to have a situation where you got over on me and I got this gun in my hand. I'm going to use it.
What I don't understand about people and their image, because after you die, it only lasts for 30 days. Your image is going in 30 days. Yes, someone who loves you continues to speak about you. They continue to post about you on social media. They continue to have conversations about you. That's the people that genuinely love you. Your parents, your siblings, some cousins. Right. But then you have those that they only love the feeling of you while you were here. They no longer love you enough to talk about you today because you are meaningless to them now. Right. Your memory doesn't mean as much as you personally did because it doesn't affect them the same. They can't monopolize off of you in death as they can in your life. Your image can't be more important than what you think your life is. You didn't have to post that you were at this mall. I'm sorry, that was a bad move on his behalf. God rest his soul.
I don't think it was him posting.
It
was him bumping into the man.
It was him letting them know because apparently they posted that they were there. They say he never went to that mall because that's where that was their mall. That's where they hung at. So he went and shopped somewhere else. So it was like that nigga don't pop up here and and it went back and forth. I think that's the problem with our young people. We have so much to prove. They have so much to prove to the other young people that they would risk their lives and hurt their parents and the people who genuinely love you by just standing up. You didn't have to go to that mall.
His stepdad was a detective, is a detective for the DA, right, in Philadelphia. You know, his mom is extremely hurt, right? She's a friend of a friend, right? And it's absolutely sad, right, to see this.
The people that's hurt behind this senseless shit. The people that remain hurt. What's the Smiles for the Mothers that Mus from the Gardens is doing?
Right.
Those moms, they cry every day.
Every day.
Every day. And that small 10 seconds of a smile means so much to them because people forgot them after the casket closed and the ground was covered up. Right. People forgot those moms. People forgot those siblings, even the children. Nobody looks at it like that. My mom is going to hurt more than anybody if something happens to me in these streets. They don't see it that way. It's me against the world. No, it was you, your mom, and your dad against the world at one point in time.
A lot of people don't like to walk around with that connotation on them, right? I seen a post the other day and said, "Oh, this you getting it straight from out the mud," and it was a nice community in Delaware with a 4-bedroom with 2 houses, and you talking about, nigga, that's where you grew up. You didn't grow up where I grew up, and it's like you're selling a story that isn't true. But you're the lead character in this dream. You gonna make sure it go out like that. You end up dying. Now you know
you only alive for 30 more days after death. They keep you alive for 30 more days. That's it. 31 if the month is March.
Yo, she's tripping.
I'm serious though. When they pass away, the only people who I can honestly say I still see people say something about them is Little Ricky and Nakis.
Right.
I know so many more people who have passed away in 2020. Right. But when they talk about people and the people are posting and all them people that was posting pictures with the people, oh, that was my man's, this, that, and the third, they don't say anything about them. They might mention them in a hot rap line, but then the next person to come on and disrespect them in the next rap line and the other side is agreeing with it.
I see Nakisa's parents, right, Mr. Kyle and Ms. Rosalind, right, they post
all the time.
All the time.
Because it hurt them the most.
Per day. And I know it hurts.
It hurt them. DeWanna Mosley puts Long Live Nakis Long Live the Beast.
Right.
That's for Nakis. Right. She puts that up every day.
Right.
That's somebody that genuinely cared about you. Lil Ricky, his mom and his grandma, Miss Lisa, and his mom put up every day something about them.
Right.
Every day. Tamika puts up something about Ramaj every day. These are the people that are affected the most. Nobody else is affected by the murder of a boy in the street other than the mother, more than the mother. Even the girlfriend gonna move on. The girlfriend gonna eventually find a new boo within the next 6 months.
She has to. Like it's inevitable, right? The only people that should cry for you and should worry about you are your mother and your grandmother.
Nah, if I loved you in life, I have to love you in death too.
It's hard.
It's not.
It's hard.
It's just people are so insensitive. They're ignorant. He dead. He gone. That's how they feel. I remember when I was younger. I know
a female that was a girlfriend. She has
6 months is not long enough.
She has
a year is not long enough. I don't know. You don't have to stay around, but you don't just jump into the next relationship. That's how I feel. A year is not long enough. Like either you're just looking for comfort or you never really loved them. Because if you loved them enough, you done fell out at the funeral, damn near fell in the grave. You done did all of this stuff, and you think that you're supposed to move on in 6 months? Yeah, you're supposed to move on no, bro. No, they not mourning properly.
He's saying because I said the mother and the grandmother. They're the people that are like hurt the most, right? The grandmother because she gave birth to the person that gave birth to you. You understand what I'm saying? So she could feel that pain, but you know that's the closest.
I watched my cousin
to your beginning, right?
I watched my cousin walk up to the casket of his son. And it was so crazy because we was in this church and it was divided. Right. So the father's family was on one side and the mother's family was on the other side. Right. So I watched my cousin walk up to the casket by himself, no one around him, and get down on his knees and kiss his son. And he, like you just felt it in the room. And because he's a man, he wasn't supposed to cry. You're a fool if you wasn't, and you were a fool if you didn't. So his friends got up and walked up there with him and stood around him. And to watch that, it was like a wow moment. He's one of the only people I see post his son now. Right. But it was a million friends in that church at that time. Right. Girlfriends that loved him. It was all kinds of things that's going on. Then I watched my cousin have to be there for his friend who lost his son. And I'm looking like, damn, like, how do you do that? You barely got over what you going through. And here you are back in the same church in the same manner, trying to be there for now him while he lost his son. And they looking like, damn, he ain't even cried. And you don't know what he did in them wee hours of the night or how he handled or mourned the loss of his child. But to watch a man have to stand there and you feel as though you changed so you can't even retaliate or what is it? When you try to get avenge your son's death.
You said retaliate, so
you can't even do anything because you are now trying to save the next child.
Right.
It's so crazy. We do not care long enough. Those girls move on. What Tahita just wrote on Facebook, her son got shot in Delaware. Some little girl set him up. Get your daughters. Get your daughters first. Get your daughters. They just as much to blame nowadays watching this. What's them little girl's name? Because I'm a rider. You better ride it to the bank.
I was talking about the girl that robbed the Uber Eats driver.
And she going to jail.
Right.
She going to jail. The one that tried to steal the car, she's going to jail. Y'all go to jail too. Mm-hmm. Women go to jail too. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Them jails is just as bad as them men jails.
Yeah, they are. They got summer sausages in there. But no, honestly, to be honest, death is crazy, right?
That is true, Drew. Brothers, sisters, close cousins.
I didn't realize just how bad grief could hurt a person until I realized I was dealing with it from age 12 until 36. 36 years old, 24 years, I dealt with grief. Not knowing how to deal with it and cope with it. That's why I'm big on therapy. That's why I push therapy as much as I possibly can, right? Everybody talk to someone, right? Because you can think you're out of it, but you're not, right? Because you still feel some type, man, to this day, if I think about my dad long enough, I'm going to cry, right? Because I think about all the things that he didn't get a chance to give me.
Some of them don't cry
right?
at all.
And I remember when I received the award at the Missing Plug award show, he's like, oh, he going to cry. But it was like, wow. Like this is not a judge convicting me. This isn't a cop arresting me. This isn't me walking through Graterford. This isn't me walking out of Great. This is me doing something constructive with my time and being a force in my city. So for me, it was like, all right, that's one thing. Now I got to continue to work. Like it's appreciated and it's needed, but let me continue to work. So I've been dealing with grief. You know, after my dad, it was my grandmother, right? And she loved me more than anybody. It was nothing I could do to upset my grandma to the point where she would cut me off. She'd be like, "It's okay, baby. Just don't do it again." Right? She would beat me.
She had that smack though.
Right.
That's
She
the
would
thing.
beat me. She would definitely beat me, but you know, she would say, don't do it again. Come on, let's keep on working. And it's because of her that I have the attitude that I have, where I understand I can't pay anybody to come here and work. So most of the people that come in here, you know, they're broken. They won't admit it, but I can see it, right? That you might be missing a finger might be broken, right? Just little things, right?
He just called us broken.
Yeah.
Bro, we not broken.
See, you can't admit it. Everybody's broken somewhere.
Well, I am now. But when I got here, I wasn't. I was all together.
Well, you wasn't.
Yes, I was. When I got here, I was all together. I lost my father. That's the only thing in life that ever broke me.
So in life, we have things that we tend to ignore, right? And things that we tend not to give power to. I can admit that you were as well put together as anyone that wants to admit that they're not broken.
I wasn't broken yet.
But you had
I ain't
cuts.
breaking
So you
till
were cut.
19. I ain't breaking to the end of 19, early
You had
20s.
cuts. You just don't want to admit it. It's okay. I love you. I
I'm not afraid to admit. See, that's one thing. I'm not afraid to admit things that I've been through.
Right.
But nothing never was as horrific that it would break me.
Right.
The breaking part came in 19 when my pop said his cancer came back.
Right.
The brokenness came when I had to shut that casket on him and tell him he did a good job.
Right.
The repair has started.
Right.
So you can't remain broken. That's the thing. People get in it and don't get out of it.
Right.
I am not out of it, but I'm not all the way back where I was.
Right.
Because I'd have been shot somebody if I was.
Yeah, I know.
But it's like this. When you are in a grieving state, I saw somebody say grief doesn't have a time limit. It doesn't. But if the way these people are acting over people that are dying, falling out, you had to have had a passion in your heart for this person and not just a show.
Right.
So when you move on in 6 months and here you are with your new bae, like that to me is just disrespect to the relationship that you say you had with this person.
Right.
It's like, and then it's like when you get to a healing point, something else happens. Mm-hmm. My family took a blow last year.
Right.
The family that I once knew, I no longer have. My father, his sister, and his brother, a cousin, all in 1 year. Right. And those three people, my father, his sister, and his oldest brother, his two oldest siblings, his sister and his brother, and him, he went first because it was something that said he had to lead. He was the leader of 7 children.
Right.
He controlled them and told them what to do and what not to do. Took care of all of them. I'm not even gonna say 90% of them. So when he passed on, and then they called, and my aunt passed on, and we were supposed to go see her, but then COVID hit, we couldn't go see her, and we had to hear it over the phone. And then my uncle passed on, and they gave him a service. The family was so fucked up then that you can't tell me they got over my pop passing. And I'm looking at it like I don't like none of them motherfuckers, so I don't really want to sit with them. I'm gonna go visit my uncle, and I'm gonna step off because I'm gonna turn the church up.
Absolutely.
So I left, but none of them can say they got over the grief of my father first before they can get hit with another blow. They say death comes in threes, or birth comes in threes, and then you get one death, or you get 3 deaths and 1 birth. And it really worked out like that. But when I say you don't get over one before the next one hit, you be sitting there like, damn, God, can I catch a break? And you just looking at him. I be like, I told my best friend I have conversations with God like I have it with my friends. I'm like, that's what the fuck we doing today? Right. Okay. And she looked at me, she said, are you serious? I said, he knew I was gonna say it anyway. So I'm gonna just go ahead and talk to him. Like, I gotta be comfortable to have a conversation with you, so I gotta be comfortable with him too. So she like, and I'm like, sorry. And I'm like, you know, when you have a conversation, when death comes and you got to live through it and still be strong at the same time is the hardest thing in the world to do. And before you can get enough strength to muster up to stand up and stand tall, here come another one. Right. And here come another one. I watch my kids now go through friends. I didn't go through that as a child. I watch my kids go through friends. They come with friends and be like, my friend just passed away. And then they come back 2 weeks later and be like, that boy was my age too. And I'm looking at my son and say, do you see why I don't allow you to go out? And I'm looking at my daughter and saying, you see why I don't allow you to hang with certain little girls? Right. To read Taiheda's word of saying the little girl set her son up, and her son is not a bad kid. He's not one of those kids that's out in the streets, and he was in another state, right, enjoying himself. Right. To see that, we have to get these girls under control, because I once said that the girls wasn't the biggest part of the problem, but then I hear them. I hear them talking, and I'm like, she like, yeah, because girl, I was effing his op. That's a bad joint. Like, you don't see nothing wrong with that? Nah. You don't see nothing wrong that your boyfriend and him are enemies, and you messing with the both of them? Right. Okay. Right. Then when they say them girls got shot, then everybody like, I can't believe they shooting girls. Right. Grief is hard. You got to get through it. You jump right in the bed of the next man as soon as your boyfriend dust ain't even settled. And here you are. I watch a little girl, she is still grieving. In the hospital.
He ain't even died yet, and you in the bed with the next man. Like,
just hold me.
You can't expect for things to change if you don't hold everybody that's responsible accountable. And if we're a community, then we're all accountable. We're all privy to the things that we've done. We know who we are. We know what we want, right? And if we want different, then we have to just do it. It's like Nike, just fucking do it. Mm-hmm. I think all the slogans, all the things that pop for different brands, they speak to us. And if you pay attention, right, you'll hear them, and they like, yo, just do it. Whatever it is, just do it. Every day I tell myself the same thing. I wake up in the morning, I'm like, man, just go do it, right? Because I don't want to.
Some things is easier said than done. Telling somebody to go do something in a grieving state is like setting them up for failure. And I only know that because I know my first 4 months of grieving was the hardest 4 months I ever had in my life. The
hardest. You talk about you didn't want to cook no more. You couldn't taste. You didn't give a rat's ass. I'm like, nah, come on.
None of that was none of that important to me.
And I understood, because I said, if I would have lost my dad when I was your age, how would I feel? And I would probably have felt worse, right? Because I know how I felt when I lost him at 12. I know what happened to my mom. I know everything that happened to my sister. So it's like death, unexpected death, even expected death. When you know someone has a sickness and you're like, damn, like this is what's going to happen. It hurts. Because you're used to seeing that person knock down brick walls. You're used to seeing that person get up. Strongest man I ever knew was my father, right there. I don't know of anyone else as strong as him. So it hurt me at 12 years old to see my dad in a casket, to know that I would never be able to talk to him again or see him again. So, you know, man, grief hit me hard. But guess what I did? I was the girl that I ran outside.
You was the girl?
I was the girl that laid up with the next nigga, right? I ran outside. I went to go play.
Can we say I was the man that was laid up with the next woman?
I'm just saying there is no.
I get what you're saying, right, as far as the grieving period.
Right. I didn't. It didn't matter to me, right?
I totally agree
cool
with
my
that.
Sexuality. I can say I'm a girl if I want.
All right, sis.
I ain't gay.
Okay, sis. All right. I smack the crap.
He, him. That's the pronouns. He, him.
I agree with that. The whole process and everything. And it's so crazy because so many people won't admit that they're grieving. They'll just move on. I saw somebody up there say that therapy is important, but we weren't taught therapy as a child. We was taught to keep that shit to ourselves, and you better not talk about what happened in my house.
Your head up. So what
and
you
move
dealing with it?
And keep it moving.
That shit helps.
But to watch the break of a strong foundation as my family. Right. When my grandmother passed away, my father and his brothers came. It was like a line of them, right, and they are strong black men. Right. I watched Batman versus Superman, the new one that just came out. I watched it yesterday. Was it yesterday? No. Monday. I watched it Monday. No, that was yesterday. I watched it yesterday morning.
To be blocked, bro. I can't wait for them to fucking put you in jail. Community stand. Let me report this fucking post.
I watched him. I watched Batman versus Superman, and I always considered my father to be Superman. So when they closed that casket on Clark Kent, and Lois threw that dirt on. I cried so bad. The baby is looking at me like, what's the matter? Batman is right there. Like, he doesn't know. There's no other superhero for me. He was it. So when I'm sitting there, I cannot believe Superman died. Like, he was invincible. And that's how I saw it. But my baby was really looking at me. He was like, y'all gotta come get mommy. Her is crying. But like, I never, ever compare someone else to my father.
Right.
I grieved him still now to this day. Right. I'm not going to therapy. I'm not doing it.
Why not?
Because I don't want to talk to people about my dad.
You don't have to
if I want to talk to people about my dad, I do this. I don't want to talk to another person who I can't compare to him. I talk to people about my dad. I write how I feel on social media because I know other people feel the same exact way, but they're scared to express it and things like that. So I'd rather talk to the people than to one person because you can't compare it to my father. And that's how I feel. When I look at my therapist, I can't go talk to my therapist about me grieving my father when you can't compare to him. And so on and so forth. So people don't understand that. But at the same time, I talk to the people. Oh, keep going. I talk to the people. And they be like, well, how do you get through every day? I said, one day at a time, 1 minute at a time. When I get up and I talk to them. I talk to myself first. What? Why did I say we here with T-Bear? Miss Info T-Bear, Uncle P? Okay. The image of him. But I talk to my therapist about my dad. I can't talk to somebody about my dad. I talk to my brother about my dad. I talk to my best friend. She lost her mother 3 months after I lost my father. So I talk to her. And I grieve with her for her mom because we all was like, we grew up on the same block. Her mom was my mom. I ran away to her house. She ran away to mine. They had a bad habit of sending us back though. Give yourself time, accept your feelings, and know that grieving is a process. Talk to others, spend time with friends and family, take care of yourself. Return to your hobbies and join a support group. Yeah, that's a lot. I just stay home. Jim, I just stay home. Like, listen, I'd rather just stay on my block. I got my friends come through, the ones that I still have left, the little bit of family that I still have left, they come through, or I go to their crib, but I don't make myself easily accessible to people anymore. It's not something that's in me. Grief is held differently with everyone. They do it differently with everyone. I have 2 siblings that I damn sure make sure I see, if not every day, every other day. You and your brother helped me through this first year. You just don't know. Oh, Drea, you helped me too. I just wish you would release your dad so he could come start to work at my house. That's it, Drea. And I need a Bob, cousin. That's my cousin. She lost her grandma. She was the first person in 2020 that passed from my family. My father passed the next weekend. Like, whew. Listen.
Yeah, that whole time T-Bear was up there.
What? Man, how you just gonna pop back with the trust conversation? Listen, but it's like this. If you grieve and take time, take as much time as you need. Don't just think you got to get over it overnight. It doesn't happen that way.
It definitely doesn't happen overnight. I don't.
Don't be so quick to jump into another situation. Take time for yourself.
So how much weight are people putting on situations? Because
they not waiting. You just said that they was at the hospital. They left the hospital. They not waiting. It's like they don't care. They don't care that it's like
so it wasn't love. So it wasn't love. So
I think a lot of stuff is not love.
Right. So can you blame somebody for not being in love and not waiting? That the actions.
You fall out at my funeral and you go home and get in the bed with somebody else, I'm gonna haunt you for the rest of my life. You made a fucking fool of yourself at the funeral. I watch girls. My cousin passed away in 1993. Those girls was at the casket. No, please don't leave me. My aunt was looking. She said, we about to leave. How we gonna leave? And we the family. Tell them to leave. Church jam-packed. The only people that post about my cousin to this day is his best friend Lloyd myself, and 2 of his siblings. That's it.
Fake love is real, but it's not fake love. It wasn't really love. It was just a fact of you being around, right? You know, everybody doesn't associate with each other based on love. They associate with each other based on need and wants, right? So if you associate with somebody based on love, then no, you're not going to be able to lay up with the next person and get over. But if it wasn't over love, it was a need or a want, you got to find that person, the next person, to give you that need or that want. Someone has to replace that. So they can miss you, they can be upset that you're gone, but they don't necessarily have to take it to that level where they're.
I just think they don't have nobody that keeps it a being with them. Like, I'm not one of those people who say, "Girl, it's okay, go ahead and move on." I'm like, did you take care of yourself first? But I just got to that point because I know friends who lost people back in the day, and I know they jumped straight into another relationship. And guess what I said? I support whatever you're doing. Right. But now I'm in a mental space where I say, did you take some time to yourself first? Like, are you making sure that you good before you go over here and tank somebody else? This is toxic right now. So are you making sure that what you going through, that you've already started your healing process? Because if you're going to jump straight into a situation with somebody else because you need comfort and you need that closeness of a feeling, then you're going to hurt that person eventually. And then if that person happens to go, what you going to do? You going to make this a repeat cycle?
What do hurt people do?
Hurt people.
Right. So if you never, listen, I had to realize that. And for me, like I said, therapy was key to unlocking a lot of different things inside of my life, right? Therapy, you know, got me into wanting to do this, right? Wanting to be a radio
Leslie,
host.
thank you.
Without the therapy, you feel me? I was never able to be mature enough to handle this. Because this being a businessman, this comes with a lot of sacrifices. This comes with a lot of saying no's and I can't do it right now. And sure, I'll be right there. Because if I'm trying to establish this radio station, I can't be turning down anybody that's calling me to say they want to do anything for the radio station.
I must stop saying I can't do it right now. And it's just going to be I can't do it.
Right.
Because even if you ask me 10 minutes later, if I'm still busy, I can't do it. So it has to be, at some point, we have to get to the I can't do it phase. Because number one, it's not beneficial to me, and it's taking away from what I'm trying to grow.
I had to say that the other night, and be honest that, you know what, I might not be able to do it, right? I'm not even gonna say I might not. I really can't do it because the station is
has to be the most important part. I told you, it's your kid.
And if it's not, then it's just something that I do for my hobby. So I need to go get a real job and worry about it like that and let the job pay for it. But you know, therapy is key, right? And we can sit there and say, if you don't want to talk about one thing, then don't talk about it, but talk about the other things that's going on in your life, right? Try to find a balance in your life because eventually, once you build your relationship up with your therapist, you'll talk about everything. I always knew I needed therapy. I treated my PO when I came home like my therapist. I went in there and said, he's like, man, we can't be in here talking all the time. I said, nah, I want you to know what's going on in my life. It's hard for me right now, right? I'm going from being a drug dealer who made all of his money through selling drugs to being somebody that has to now depend on a job, 2 or 3 jobs to take care of my kids. And you've seen, you know, the wife, you see how she feel. She want me right back out there on the street. He literally wanted to put me in a halfway house. He was sat outside and listened to the whole conversation. She cussing at me, fussing at me. And he was like, yo, you want to go to the halfway house? I was like, nah, she be all right. She not used to this. I got to get used to it. She got to get used to it, right? So
that's hard.
It was absolutely hard, right, for me. But to use him as a therapist and to understand that he said he gained a new understanding for the way we see parole, right? And I asked him, I said, listen, I gotta go down Mississippi to work on this oil spill. Can I go? He said, can you go? Shit, damn right. See you. I ain't had no problems out of you at all. You share everything with me. You tell me everything.
That's
Listen,
crazy.
I was about to smoke some weed yesterday, but I didn't. Why didn't you? Because if I came here and pissed for you and it came up hot, you will violate my ass, right? So I feel like I needed that. My dad was strict. I needed that strict supervision.
You got some of them supervisors that's hard, they hard asses for nothing, like for absolutely nothing. I just watched somebody go through something, and it's like they just waiting for them to make a mistake. Like the parole officer literally rides by the house and then calls and says, "Hey, I just rode past. I didn't see you. What the fuck you want me standing outside with a sign? Like, I know you coming. I'm home.
I'm on parole.
Like, it's crazy. The transparency is amazing. Great conversation.
So you need that. Like,
yeah, but you don't need those ones that just they push you. They push you to make mistakes.
See how to in this I would say you can change a person into behaving the way you want them to behave by what you tell a person, by what you give a person. So if you come off and if you staunch on, I'm not talking to this PO, I ain't got nothing to say to this PO. I sat in the office with jokers and they was, man, I gotta go in here and see this dick. And they was talking about my PO. And I didn't know. I was like, man, they was out there talking about it. He was like, yeah, well, they might. I'm like, damn, well, I don't feel that way about you. Like, I look forward to coming here and pissing in the cup because I'm not doing anything. I can follow the rules. If they put down.
So you saying when they wrong, this is when they don't want to be.
Right. You still playing in the life. You still playing around, right?
But what about those that's all they know? Like, the life is all they know. No one has ever pushed them to be anything different. Not a woman, not their mother, not their siblings, not a friend in the street. Everybody just like, man, listen, strap up. We got to go.
And that's why I'm here now, working with the DA to go out to the prison. And I'm talking to the young men. And there's men out there.
Thank you, Drew.
They out there for murder. Like a lot of people, right? It's like, yo, their life is over. Your life doesn't have to be over. You got 12 to 24 years. I'm going to rock out with you for these whole 12 years. I'm going to give you my number. When you go upstate, call me. We're going to talk about things that's going to help you see that you can change when you can come home, right? It's not over. I get it. You're 22 years old. You'll come home. You're 34. Your life ain't over yet, bro. It ain't. But if you see it as it being over and you saying, I ain't never going to come.
Because once them gates close, it's just you and the other inmates. People don't look at it like it's other people. It's just them. The phone calls stop being accepted. Everybody's too busy. Nobody now. They have the virtual conversations that you can have. You could text. You could do. They have that, but people fall off. The people who had so much love for you, that's just like in death. Who had so much love for you, give them 365 days. You'll find out. Give them 365. Nobody's writing no letters. Nobody's sending you no text. They not adding no money to your books. Your commissary low. Your mom could barely make it, but she begged you to get out of these streets. So the moment they go behind them doors, when they think their life is over, they know that when they come out, everything that they had that was there before will be gone, or it will have changed. They have to understand he's how old? 22 years old? Right. You said 22? 24?
22.
22 years old, right? He got 12 years, so he'll come home. He got 12 years at a minimum. So hopefully he'll get out on the first try of seeing the parole officer at 34 years old. It's a chance that in that 12 years, his mother won't be here anymore. It's a chance that in that 12 years, somebody that you held dear to you won't be. Die. This is the sacrifice that they're willing to make. You're going to jail behind bars and they sending you up in the mountains. Nobody even got transportation to get up there to see you. Then you mad because mom can't put no money on the phone. You can't call home collect. You can't do nothing. And now shit, I made this decision by myself. I got to do this time by myself. It's going to take one person that's going to ride that 12-hour ride to see you one time in a year, and that's going to be the best day of your year. You made the decision. You got to start making better decisions now so that you don't have to worry about that then. 12 years? In 12 years, if my son go to jail for 12 years, I'm going to tell him it's a chance that when you come home, I won't be living. And this is the decision that you made. I'm going to make him feel like shit because he didn't have to do these things. Right. I'm waiting for my son to come home now. Right. And it's a chance that if he come home in the next 2 months, I might not be here. That's the decision that he made. And then they not even letting you come home for the services no more. Right. These are what you're willing to risk this? You're willing to say, I don't have to see my mom and dad every day. I'm built for this.
But the question is why? Right?
Why?
That's the title of the show. Why? Why are our children not thinking about tomorrow and so caught up in today? Why are they not worried about?
Because tomorrow's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. You getting shot just because you're in the wrong place at the wrong time let you know that tomorrow is not guaranteed.
It's your behaviors that make tomorrow not guaranteed. Because if you behave in a different way, maybe 3 months from now isn't guaranteed. But
people get shot every day by mistake. It wasn't for him. We hear that all the time. That wasn't for him. He was walking to the store.
So there's no reason to change then.
They do have reason to change. So guess what? The change in us was, I don't go to them areas no more. I don't walk to them stores no
So
more.
it's a
I come
decision.
out my house, get in my car, and I leave. It's definitely a decision.
All right.
But the decision is solely based off of how you care more about your life or you care more about your image.
Right.
When you care about your image, you're going to go to that corner store you know you're going to get shot at.
Right.
When you care about your life, you're going to get in that car, you're going to drive off, and you're going to go somewhere where it's more safe for you to go.
I think it's just preparing them for life, right? You know, you go out there, you talk to them. Most of them don't have no license. That's number one. Huh? How you ain't got no license?
That don't even make sense. We was getting our license. We couldn't wait 15 and a half. Yeah, let me get this
Times
book.
have changed because people have, girlfriend get them a car, she let them drive the car, cousin let them drive the car, whoever. But it's like, you got to get back to the basics.
You think it's because they can't read?
I don't think it's because they can't read.
I remember that girl said it's because they can't read. That's why. It's okay.
I think it's really because no one ever wants to reach back
And help.
and help.
Yeah. I think that's
If
that's
you wanna-
number one.
If you want to change the direction that this generation is heading into, you have to reach back and help and let them know, listen, bro, I was in the same predicament you was in.
Yeah.
And look at me now, right? I was out the
That-
county,
you know what they
worried
say?
about going upstate. Look at what I'm doing now.
You know what they say?
What?
Times is different. Where you was at that time, if I
It's
go
the
back
same-
out
it's
here,
the, it's the same. It's the same situation. I was losing homies. I lost homies. People were getting
not
shot.
the way they losing them nowadays though, bro. See, it's like
I made the choice to say I'm not cool with that. I can't continue to live in that way because it's not working for me, right? I could have been, I could be in there in reds right now, right? Coming down because I did, at any given time, P has a license and he's damn sure can't read. Oh, that's not true. Damn, bro. So you just attack me every day, bro. Like, honestly, and I really don't appreciate it. So what I'm gonna do for you is I'm gonna block you from the page, right, until you develop a better attitude, a working attitude.
he doesn't believe that not one bit.
Who?
That you're gonna block him.
Well, watch me.
Don't let him back in, Dante. Yeah, right.
You're lucky I love you, bro.
Listen, it's like this, right? It's like this. Once they feel as though somebody is more loyal to them than family, they make the decision to ride with that person more than thinking about their own. And it's such a shame. I always told my son, you're not built for this. You're not this type of person. I was brought up in the project. You've never lived in the project. I was brought up in these streets. You've never had to endure the streets. Like, you didn't have to make the choice of you eating or them eating. You didn't have to do that. And when I say my son didn't get it, but when they said that bell, he said, Mom, you gonna come get me? I had the money to go get him. I had the money. His father said, no, you're not. You're not going to get him. And I said, what? He said, you're not going to get him. You're not. He got to learn from this. He doesn't get to come out here and still live yesterday like he did today. I mean, you still live today like he did yesterday. He doesn't get to do any of that. This is his lesson right here. He's either going to learn something or he's going to repeat it. And this is the only time we will support him in this cause. Pay for his lawyer and pay for his books. And whatever his children need, that's what we would do. If he doesn't learn anything from this, he's on his fucking own. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm looking at him. I said, you're his dad, not mine. And he said, understand what I'm saying. He has to learn now.
You have to teach him. He has to learn that way. I sit and look at JP all the time, and that's another reason why I stopped, because I had a son, and I'm like, yo, I can't have him growing up like this, right? Where he was getting money. I was out doing things. He was getting money. I got a 9. He got a 9 of 1. So everybody giving him money. Everybody like, here, JP, here, little JP, right? And that's why he talks the way he does, because he's been around adults since he was a baby, right? And I couldn't have him. I said, nah, I because you would have to. I know how many times I got locked up and my mom bailed me out, you feel me? Or I had enough money to bail out. And it was like, no, you got to sit in there. You got to sit down. Have a seat. If he get locked up, man, he going to have a seat. He going to have a couple seats.
Listen, I couldn't understand, like, tough love. Drew said that was love.
Right.
It might have been love, but it killed me. You hear me?
Well, thank you for that.
So when I really went to bail him out, right? I went. His bail was $15,000.
Right.
I had to pay $15,000 for him to get out. I really went to bail him out. When I got there, they said he had a detainer. I really went to bail him out. They said he got a detainer, ma'am. So even if you pay this, he can't come home. And I'm looking at them. I said, a detainer for what? They said he on probation. I said, so what? He can come home and fight this from the street. He do to start a job, blah, blah, blah. You know the excuses that you give them to make everything look good. Listen, I'm like, no, he can't stay in there. It's COVID, it's this. I'm saying all kinds of stuff. They say, ma'am, I think that he should have thought about that before he decided to drive down that street the way he did. And I said, you know what? Y'all always trying to fucking keep a black man, blah, 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 blah. I walk out mad at the lady now. She ain't had nothing to do with it. I turned around, I went back, I said, you know what, I apologize. I'm not mad at you. I'm more mad at my son for his decision. So I apologize for lashing out at you, and I got in my car and I left. I never told nobody I went to bail him out. So then he said on the phone, so I got to stay here? I said, you should have thought about that after you got out that fucking shower and decided to drive down Edgemont Avenue when they told you to stay in the house. So he was like, so I got to stay here. I said, who else is going to let you out? So he didn't understand. Listen, moms is always drawing. So what? That's my goddamn baby. He came from me. That's how I feel. But then it was like he was sorry in the beginning. Then he got angry and he was mad with everybody else. And then now he's on the, yeah, I can't do this. I missed the whole first year of my baby's life. And I said, that's not enough. I said, she on the phone. She like, hey, Bubba, I love you, Bubba. I miss you, Bubba. She ain't known him since for 2 months. As a matter of fact, I think it was only 2 months. And he didn't get it at first. She look at him and only see the picture. So when she see him on a visit on the screen, she doesn't know. She's like, how is the picture talking?
Right.
And she gets scared. His oldest daughter is like, why can't I come with you? Right. I was with you every day. Right. And I said, have you lost enough yet? Because this time you can't get back. So have you lost enough yet? He like, man, I can't do this, Dukes. I said, all right, well, I need you to keep that same energy, because if you do it again, Tot's not accepting no phone calls, and neither the fuck am I. And he like, why you gotta cuss? Because he has such a great personality.
He does.
And his work ambition is something off the charts. Why he chose that way, I have no idea. Why he chose to carry an unlicensed firearm when he could have clearly got one?
It's you don't want to run through. It's like no one understands how to get, and that's why I said we have to teach our children every aspect of life. And even if it's modeling after someone out in Garnet Valley, right? It's still life. Like, we don't have to be like, all right, this is how we do it in Chester. As soon as you turn 18, you ain't got no driver's license, go buy you a gun off the corner. Right? No, you're going to go to jail. Get it the right way, right? Get the gun legally, right, and do what you got to do. Or what if I got to shoot somebody? It's defense, self-defense. You stand there and take it. When the police pull up, you give them the gun, everything discharged. Listen, man, he came after me first. Even though there's somebody locked up right now, right, for doing that, defending themselves, that's in court. He'll have his time to prove that he didn't do the things that they said he did in court. But you have to be accountable. You have to be. You have to think. You have to fucking think. And a lot of us, we don't think. And I can
and to know what you're risking.
I didn't think. I really didn't think. From 18 to 28 years old, I didn't think.
I was so angry when my brother went to jail. When Bear went to jail, I was so mad. I was pregnant. And he going to jail, and I'm like, why would he? I knew why he did it, right. And I knew what my dad told me, but I'm like, all right, well, he's still a kid. He coming home. Right. Man, they said 3.5 to 10. Right. I'm thinking, all right, well, he'll be home in 3.5 years. They changed the laws and said 85% of your time. Right. He did 77.5 years. Right. And I'm like, wow, that 7.5 years went past so fast. And not to us, it went past fast. To him, it was like, damn, is it 7.5? Like, right. I'm going in front of the board today. I'm going to be able to see the board today. And it was like sending money, acceptance calls, attempt to visit. I got to a jail, Housedale. They told me they didn't have him in the system. I said, that's a lie. He just wrote us and called us. They talking about we don't have an inmate by that name. That was a long ride to get all the way there. That one little jail, you go through one street light. If you go past that street light, you miss the whole jail. I'm like, I just was here.
Right.
And they like, he's not here. They lost him in the system for damn near 3 years. But he still called. But he couldn't get no visits. And I'm thinking, I'm like 7.5 years of time taken away from family, and then we was young. It didn't make no. Oh, he'll be home before he 30. We'll turn up.
Right. I know he think about those 7 years now that
he talked to my son.
Right, and thinking about the times that he could have done something different, right? To be around his dad even more, to have more memories, right? You have that time. You didn't go to jail, right? So for him, it's thinking about all the things that he did. So I get why he doesn't drink, right? First time I came home. You know, he was at the bar with Sparks, and I'm like, yo, what's up, man? What you drinking on buying shots? He's like, some orange juice.
He's a kid, tell him, give me a shot of water. No, one time he told somebody, he said, she know what I drink.
Right.
She gave him a whole bottle of water. You looking like, man, I ain't paying for no water. He don't drink. And it's been 10, 11 years,
that's because
maybe
he realized
longer than that.
where he was. What probably caused him, right? I get drunk and I lose it, so I have to stay in control. I can't allow the demons of myself to come out, because when you get drunk, every inebriation, every feeling, every desire you want is possible, because now you're like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, right? And he understands that, so he just drinks water. And I said, man, listen, I commend you for that. Not me. Give me a double shot of E&J and a Long Island iced tea, please. Thank you very much.
Listen,
I get it. I understand it, right? And I respect him for that.
He lost so much at such a young age, meaning time-wise. It preserved him, but we all kept living and growing and changing. And you can see now the age and aging. Jail preserves a man when he's there. He goes in at 17, come out 27, still looking 17.
Right.
And it's so crazy because you don't have the stress of the world to worry about. You got to get up at 5 a.m., eat your breakfast. That's the most stressful point.
Right.
But when he came home, he was different, but he wasn't different. He came home, he was a monster. That's how I felt. I'm like, he was bigger, and he just was somebody different. And then he made some babies, and then he went back. And I'm like, what the hell? And then he went back. And then it was like when he came home the last time, he said, I gave the state all of the time they gonna get from me. I maxed out. He came home, he was talking to my son in the hallway. He said, 17 years ago, today, I went to jail. And they gave me 3.5 to, it was 20 years ago, I'm sorry. 20 years ago, I went to jail. They gave me 3.5 to 10. I'm telling you, nephew, it's not worth it. They took 10 years, I gave the state 17 years of my life. He said, the mistakes that you make today is going to affect you. You are about to be 18 years old. He said, I am 20 years graduated from high school. You are about to graduate from high school. Understand how important that was. He stood in my hallway and he cried to my son. And my son couldn't get it. He like, oh, he's soft. He was crying. I'm thinking, that's the toughest nigga I know right now. Are you serious? And I'm like, yo, don't underestimate my brother. I'm telling you, he's going to be the reason why you get out of a lot of stuff. And they didn't get it. And then a boy disrespecting my daughter, not knowing that it's my daughter. And my brother pulled up, you got to apologize to her. Like, that's how that go. You disrespecting my niece. Like, she said no, go on about your business. Oh, I ain't know that was your... Understand, certain names hold a lot of weight behind it. And my son was like, man, that's only because y'all grew up together. He still didn't get it. And guess what? He ended up out that county with that same last name. And they said, you know, such and such. They said, yeah. They said, okay. He said, Mom, I didn't know.
All right.
Now you do.
Now you do.
But you risked all of that just so you can know. And he's trying to tell you from the beginning. I don't know. I just want these young men and women to understand you want to be treated equally as a woman. I want the same shit he getting. Right. So now you going to jail and getting shot because you wanted the same shit he getting.
Equality.
Yes. But I want these young men to understand that your image is not more important than your life.
It's not.
And you have to understand the pain that you cause by the actions that you take.
Absolutely.
And I have a 14-year-old. He's an art major. And I just want him to remain in that. I never want him to think that he has to keep up with anybody else. He don't got no Joneses, no nothing around him. He got a nice shoe game. He does. Right. but he earns it.
Right.
Well, maybe not today. I don't know, but I just want him to know that anything that he does in life hurts me more than anybody. I want my son that's out of Delaware County Prison to know everything that he has did has hurt me more than anybody. And watching your children ask, Mama, when my dad coming, and I don't have an answer for him, kills me daily. I watch his baby mom. She's an amazing mom. She's an amazing mother. I watch her take care of her kids without him and not ask for a handout or nothing. I just watch her do it. She said, it was my decision to have my children. I do it my way, my terms, my money. And I look at her, and she wrote a stat the other day. She said, I can't believe I ain't get my kids nothing for Easter. I'm looking at the pictures like they get fucking dressed for Easter every day.
Every day.
Papa Tag, it's in the closet. You shop for them all the time.
Right.
And she just laughed at it. But I want her to know, I want him to know that he has to find something more important than his own selfishness.
Absolutely.
And and that goes for all young men. Why you do that? Come here. Why you do it? That young man that was at my house all last summer, I seen him when we was down at the Wooders Park. He put his head down and walked past me, couldn't speak. I don't understand why, but I was too busy to go grab him by the hoodie because you know I'd have snatched his neck.
Right.
But when I see him, I wrote him on Instagram. I said, I saw you and you didn't speak. He said, I know. But he was embarrassed. I don't know why, but we're going to have a conversation.
Absolutely. It's
I
hard.
just want them to understand.
It's hard being a mom and being a mama bear to everyone else in the community, right? And it takes a lot of power. It takes a lot of strength. So I commend you on that, right? I definitely do. And I want for the black men of the city of Chester to come together, right? To be the father bears and the papa bears that we need, right? The brothers that are able to talk to the kids about their actions and about how they feel, not just talking about it around your friends to get a laugh, but expressing it to your children. Because my son listened to me and Breon talk about things that we did, and he went on and tried to emulate those things in school, and it was like, yo, bro, that's not for you. And that's how I knew I had to stop. And that's how I knew it was time for a change. So you have to put your children's life before yours, and when you do that, it opens up the doors for other children to come in, and you do the same thing for those kids, even though they're not yours, even though they didn't come from you, right? You talk to the kids, you push the kids.
That doesn't make them not yours. If you have respect for your community, how you should.
All the children are yours.
Why are you calling me?
You cooking today?
No.
Anyway, CMPRadio.net, man. It's the morning meeting. I want to thank
I
everybody
know
for
I'm
tuning
still on
in,
radio.
man. It's been a great show. Me and Naf, we usually have these conversations, but I think it was a great one. Yes. Again, we're stressing the importance of neighborhood development, man. A community market. Think about that. Think about how that looks.
You want to say that on the air?
Right. Who that?
That's what you called to say?
Who that?
Baby G.
What do you want to say on the air?
Don't make him come up here and show his ass.
Why you got to show his ass? Oh, because you sat there and talked?
No, you're not talking about that.
Oh, all right.
All right, I'll call you as soon as I'm done.
But we definitely want to talk about, neighborhood collaborations, us working together, creating this market, buying the land, owning the land. Nerds open today. No, Nerds is not open today, right? You opening today?
No.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, I'm open. He wants some shrimp and chicken Alfredo.
Oh, you tell me no, but you say, oh, all right, you're right.
Yeah, I'm open. I open it too.
You're so full of shit. CMPRadio.net. Again.
You told me I was full of sugar on the ice thing. No, I'm serious. I open it too on Wednesdays.
Real quick. This DA right here is receiving a lot of flack for her proposed non-prosecutory judgment on small crimes out in Baltimore, prostitution, low-level crimes with drugs, and I think first offense on guns. She's receiving a lot of flack from other DAs and people around her because she's not doing things the way they always do things. She's reforming the system around her. Make sure, listen, we can have the same thing here if we want it, right? But again, it's all about what we want, right? This joker right here was caught with guns, not just a gun, but several guns.
No, I'm glad you changed that because you said a guns.
Right,
I ain't never.
guns. He was caught with 6 guns, right, in the Wawa. And this is why we don't have any black mass shooters, because his dumb ass goes into the bathroom and begins to load the guns up, and then the police bust in the bathroom and arrest him. He didn't even shoot anybody.
How many?
He didn't even shoot anybody.
He had this. How many?
6 guns. Phones, knife, shotgun.
What was that about?
He had all that in the bag. And he was about to go ham
In the Wawa?
in the Wawa.
Who he was shooting in the Wawa?
I guess the people that were in the Wawa. He was in Atlanta. Right? And today, from 5 to 6, we're talking business on CMPRadio.net, Chester's Masterminds. Make sure you tune in, man. We're talking to different businesses. Today is Entrepreneur Works. So we want to talk to them about the way they help small businesses in the area expand. And listen, if you have a business and he want to talk to you now, if he wants you up on the show, right? So, you come through, you're a business owner. How they know he was in there with that? So he was in the bathroom putting the bullets in the gun, and they heard it, the guns cocking back and everything like that. And they ran in there.
What made you think that that's what that was, though?
What? The gun cocking? You know when a gun cocks. Nah, it is no other. Like, you ain't never heard a gun cock before?
Yeah, I mean.
What other sound sounds
but
like
so,
that?
so here's.
Stop. What other sound sounds like a gun cocking in a bathroom?
I don't know. I'm going to find it out, though.
Yeah, no other sound. There's no other
Give
sound.
me all the Wawa juices. I mean, but like, all right, he's in the bathroom, in the stall. So, of course, a Caucasian, 9 times out of 10, heard and called the authorities.
They're still in the Wawa when they take the pictures of these guns. The table says Associate of the Week. See it?
Huh?
Associate of the Week.
It's for the cop.
Yeah. They still in the Wawa when they take pictures of all these guns.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That's the Wawa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Somebody tipped him off. Yeah. He must have got fired
He didn't get fired.
from the Wawa.
I don't know if he was ever. He looks like he might be a Wawa employee.
They some nice guns. I think I got the second one, the third one. I got the third one. I got that one.
But he had a lot of guns. He had a lot of ammunition.
I might got the first one
He was
too.
ready to go in. And this is a week after what happened in Colorado.
What happened in
He didn't
Colorado?
really want to do it. What you mean? The 10 people got shot in the mass?
Yes, he did really want to do it. Look at his hair.
No, you really want to do it. You come into the place shooting. You don't go into the place, go into the bathroom to load up your guns.
So you think he had time to think about? His hair says a lot. He wanted to do it. He didn't give a damn. He didn't comb it, brush it, move it, nothing.
So 9 times out of 10, most Wawas have police around them.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So
it's always a cop at
There's
the
always
Wawa.
a cop at a Wawa. Getting some coffee or doing something.
Just
like
standing
the state
there.
trooper you seen.
Yeah. Never seen one of those before.
Never seen a gay state trooper.
Never. That was. I'm like, just
Yeah,
snap
I
your
said it.
wrist.
Right. But anyway,
I
LBGTQ.
don't think he act like that at work though. He was salty. He was coming out that bathroom.
He was definitely salty.
But he definitely wanted to. He had intentions on doing something. Look at his eyes. He like, fuck this. They fired me after I made all them subs. Black people always gotta make a joke about something. I swear to God. But so he's going to jail
He's definitely going to jail.
for a very long time.
Well, he didn't shoot anybody, so
He
he
still
just
got
has
firearm
a
offense.
So
So
guess
that's
what?
five
Guess what?
years per
If he has a license,
for one.
he might get off if they're his guns.
Everybody
Right.
just-
But this lady right here is Marilyn Mosby, right? She's the Baltimore state attorney. And
You done?
yeah, they're coming at her, right? Particularly against a black female prosecutor is unprecedented. Mosley told the crowd, individuals make a decision about who's going to be charged and what they're going to be charged with, what sentence recommendations they're going to make. 95% of those prosecutors in this country are white. 79% are white men. And as women of color, we represent 1% of all elected prosecutors in this country, right? So, she's doing great things. Trying to anyway.
It's the hair.
It's the hair for you?
No, not for me. It's the hair is why she's doing great things. She's not taking care of herself.
Why is she not taking care of herself? That's probably a wig.
It's cheap.
All right. So she's not concerned with how she looks? So she's more concerned
with taking care of the community,
Right.
making sure that people getting a fair chance. It's definitely it's a lot about a person. If she had, it might be a wig, but it's a bad wig in my opinion. When you look at a person's appearance, you know if they really care about. If they care more about their appearance than your case, they're not really for your case. When they come in, people always say Clinton Johnson was a bad lawyer, but he came in them wrinkled suits and he did his thing in the courtroom when he remembered. You know.
What do you mean when he remembered? He don't have a time where he can forget. That's another thing. These defense attorneys are worse. They write along the same lines.
Well, he forgot why he was in the court.
No, you don't
why
get
he
to
was
forget
there.
that shit.
He forgot why he was there.
No, you don't get to forget nothing.
When he remembered, he did his thing though. Like when he was in his prime, when Clinton was in his prime, Clinton did his thing. The world got the best of Clinton.
No, Clinton got the best of himself.
The world got the best of Clinton.
The world didn't get the best of Clinton.
So, you know, he took a little a landslide, but then he came back.
I think at that time, if you were an attorney, you know, you were more concerned with partying and having fun and amassing your fortune, right? Growing your brand, forgetting that your job is to protect the citizens.
Yo, Clinton came to court one time and pulled the paperwork out his back pocket and unfolded it in front of Seaton. Seaton was like, I'm going to give you a couple minutes to get yourself together.
Right.
Young man, this your attorney? He said, yes. He said, you sure?
Are you positive? Come on, Seaton. Don't play with me like that, man. You know who I am. Nah, seriously. But this attorney, this district attorney right here is trying something new in Baltimore, and look her up, right? Her name is, listen, look at me. Her name is
start a GoFundMe for a wig.
Don't start no GoFundMe for her wig, please.
New wig.
Please don't.
For the district attorney of Baltimore.
Marilyn Mosby is her name, and
her name Marilyn.
Marilyn Mosby.
See.
And like
GoFundMe for Marilyn's wig. We're going to send her the hierarchy.
Who?
Hierarchy.
What? Gorilla Glue hierarchy? What?
I said we're going to send her to hierarchy. For her to get her hair done. It's in Delaware. Then they'll be like, she don't give a fuck about these kids, man. Look at that. Her hair costs $1,000.
Here's the video for Chucky Johnson, man. I want y'all to have a safe Wednesday and a safe Thursday. We'll see y'all here Friday morning, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I don't know who's coming through this weekend. Who we got for Friday?
Nobody. We gotta find somebody because Kenneth is out. Right. He'll be out next week too, I think.
All right. Peace, y'all. Be safe.
PQRadio1.com presents Revolutionary Minds, man. We in the building, man. Chucky Johnson, No Filter, JP. We here, man. Every Saturday, 1 to 4, man. PQRadio1.com, man. Tune in, man. Listen up. We here to inspire, man. Motivate, man. Move you around the seat. Come on, Chuck. What you doing, man? Eating Ritz crackers, man. You hungry, man. Revolutionary Minds. Every Saturday, 1 to 4. PQRadio1.com. In the building. Support, man. Support us, baby. Yeah.